What's up, everybody? Brenden here from PAX Controller, and we're back with another PAX East panel cocktail, this time inspired by the original Tomb Raider and our friend Kate Sánchez. So for this one, I decided to go a little bit different in terms of how I wanted to link the cocktail to the game. So in the first Tomb Raider game, you go to a few different countries, one of those being Egypt. So I figured we're going to take a flavor, a main thing from Egypt to incorporate, and that's going to be fig. And then the other thing that I decided to do was kind of base some things off of Kate. So Kate has ties to Texas, so I decided to kind of incorporate that element into this as well. So what we're going to do is take a fresh squeezed lemon, which I already did downstairs. It's in here. So fresh squeezed lemon, and you want to make sure that you are always squeezing fresh juice whenever you can. It just makes such a difference in the cocktail. Then you're going to take some jalapenos, which you want to do it just however you want to do it for your spice. I would say a quarter of a jalapeno is pretty good. We're going to muddle that right here in the shaker. Get those nice and broken up. All right, perfection there. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a 3/4 of our caramelized fig syrup. So, I mean, you can make a fig syrup. There are probably some other fig syrups out there that you can get. I'm specifically using this one from Liber and Company. They do a lot of different syrups and stuff, and I've enjoyed a lot of the things that I've had from them. So this is one that I'd recommend for this cocktail at least, or if you want to play around with fig. The next thing we're going to do is our bourbon, and we're going to use a bourbon from Garrison Brothers, which is a Texas distillery. So we're going to do 2 ounces of this. Now, they have a bunch of different offerings. What I'm using right now is a single barrel, so it's going to be a little bit higher alcohol content than something maybe that you're used to if you don't drink a lot of single barrel proof bourbons. They have stuff that's lower proof. They have a great honey bourbon that would actually work really well in this cocktail, so you could use that as well. The next thing we're going to do is an ounce of, just want to make sure this cap is on all the way, an ounce of honey syrup. And honey syrup, super easy to make. You just want to take honey and cut it with about 2 to 1 warm water. Shake that up so that the honey dissolves. It just makes it easier to mix into the cocktail. So we'll add that right into the shaker tin. And the last thing is a splash of grapefruit. And this you don't have to measure. You just, a little splash. We just want the flavor. We don't want it to overpower anything. It just brings a nice little tartness and a nice balance with everything else. We're going to shake this up really nice. Move that before it knocks over. It's a small bottle. We're going to take our glass, and again, I have a lot of this stuff readily available to me, so I have 1 large cube. You don't have to use a large cube. You can make this with whatever your ice preference is, but for this cocktail, I just wanted to use large cube. All right. Normally, I would use my actual strainer, but apparently I left it downstairs, so we're going to strain this how I would when I was working the bar. I'll strain this right over that big cube. Because we're doing it this way, you're definitely going to get, probably, I can see a couple of jalapeno seeds falling out, which is not ideal. That's why you want to use a strainer or even a double strainer, just so you don't get any of those seeds in there. That looks fantastic. And then the last thing we're going to do is garnish it with a lemon peel right on top of that big cube. This is a fantastic drink. This one, I was just kind of playing around with a lot of different flavors, trying to find the right elements to incorporate. To me, this kind of embodies Tomb Raider as far as like what I would want to be drinking, a stiff bourbon cocktail if I'm out, raiding tombs and going all over the world that way. And because it was Kate's drink, I thought a cool way to kind of tie this all back in would be to use all of these different flavors that are known to Texas. Obviously a Texas bourbon. Grapefruit, I believe, is the state fruit. Jalapeno is also something. All of these things kind of tie back in to Texas as well. So a fantastic bourbon cocktail. It's, oh my God, I'm so excited. The smell, you get a little bit of heat. Obviously, jalapenos aren't super spicy. You get a little bit of heat. The fig is very, like, not overly sweet, but it just brings the right type of sweetness. It mixes with the bourbon so well. The splash of grapefruit really just kind of, it adds that little bit of sharp tartness, but it also kind of brightens it up. The lemon, the honey, it all works so well together. I'm like fanning over myself for this drink. I really like this drink. I love bourbon. So this is the Spirit of Adventure. I hope you enjoy it. Until next time.